Hello YouTube, this is Ken Apocalypse, and today we're going to be talking about the TCL 625, this 65-inch, 4K, HDR, Dolby Vision TV. It's a spectacular TV. It's very cheap. I believe it's still on sale. It was this past couple days on sale at Best Buy for $6.99 for a 65-inch, which $6.99, this thing's a steal. I got mine actually at $7.99, which was it was a good deal then. Picture quality, of course, I'm going to compare this quick picture quality to other TVs I've had. And if you've watched my videos, I have had the Q80, the Q7 panel by itself. But I would compare this TV, honestly, compare this TV to a 950G or a Q80. The brightness, the detail, the picture is sharp, it's colorful, it's quantum dot, and it looks great. PS4 is not true 4K, it's checkerboard 4K, which means that it tries to make it 4K, it just doesn't quite get there because the hardware inside just, a lot of games are advertised at 60 frames per second, but if you actually play the game, you can tell there's a lot of lag between the motion. 60 frames per second, it's hard for it to keep up. But this system right here, an Xbox One X, is actual 4K. It has the hardware inside to do it. It is 60 frames per second, and when you play games like Gears of War, Halo 5, there's a couple of, if you like Killer Instinct, if you play Killer Instinct, you can tell the motion is much more smoother. Much more smoother, you hear me? Much smoother than, say you're playing an old Xbox One or a Xbox One S. You can tell a difference, trust me. And graphically, you can tell a difference also. So what I wanted to show you is this TV. What you have to do to get it into 4K, first, I want to go back home. First thing you got to do is you got to go into your settings and labels. This is Xbox, Nintendo, your antenna, because I've cut the antenna. That's all my stuff. Let's see, when you go down to system, let's see here. No, don't need a system update. It actually just updated itself. The inputs and like you have to go to HDMI mode and see how it says auto. You don't put it on auto because it'll automatically jump to 1.4 on anything you put on. You have to actually put it on 2.0, which is for your 4K 60 hertz. With boom, there it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and everything's turned off. So what we want to do is we want to go into there, go up to 4K, and don't worry about, see, the TV doesn't support 4K at 50 hertz. That if you're in Europe or something like that, they have 50 hertz TVs. You're worried about 24 and 60. And that's true. And what you do is you go back, you go to, I'm sorry, not 4K details. You go to Vision, boom. Now you allow 4K Dolby Vision. Auto low latency modes, if you own a Samsung TV, you're going to want this. And also on the TCL 625 and the 825 and the 2020 TVs, they're going to have the auto low latency for the TCLs. It's going to be an update. So if you have the 625 or the 825 this of 2019, now everything is checked except for the 50 hertz, even the Dolby Vision. And that's what you want. You don't want any. I think they don't show up as the question, not the question mark, but the X. You don't want. What you do want is all these green checks. So prepared, actually. I did not have anything installed. so I could show you gameplay. That is my fault, my bad, I'm sorry. I can tell you that this system itself is phenomenal on gameplay. It's quick, it's fast, the motion is smooth, the graphics are, I mean, unbelievable. I gotta install that and that. Xbox is great for updating things, like they'll update things like very quickly. If you have Game Pass this month, of course, the Xbox is giving away Batman the Telltale series sticks, and this is one of my favorites, Lego Star Wars. But let me show you. Update in progress. I'm sorry. This system plays 4K movies, and it does one heck of a job with it too. I don't think there's anything that I can install right now, because I do have Game Pass. Game Pass is awesome. I think it's $60 a year if you buy the bundle set pass. So it's not bad. Games that are leaving soon. There's nothing I can really install quickly. I'd like to, but there's nothing that I got on here that I could put on there that will be done before my time on my video is up. Gears of War 5. I'm going to tell you, honestly, that is a phenomenal game, especially if you want to see a game in 4K, 60 hertz. 60 frames per second. It is phenomenal. It's beautiful, it's fast, and it's just a really good game, especially if you're a Gears fan. You can see I'm a Gears fan. I got 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, Jedi: The Fallen Order, I really couldn't get into it too much. What I really wanted to come on here to show you is the settings I'm using. Settings I'm using for the Xbox are brighter on the picture size auto. I always use Vivid, and I use Theater Sound. Theater Sound on the TCL 625 is actually Dolby Atmos, so it will actually pop up when you watch Netflix or anything. It'll pop up Dolby Atmos, and I know if you've watched my previous videos, you've seen that. Local contrast on the Xbox, I put it on high because on some scenes it's a little bit darker than I want it to be, but on the brighter scenes, it keeps kicking off there. On the brighter scenes, that's me waiting too long, not the TV. If you put it on medium, it's okay, but if you put it on high, it seems like it brings out a little bit brighter detail in the game. Now in movies, it's different. If you put it on high, it darkens it way too much, and medium is perfect. But on video games, you want to set it to high. That way, you know, your colors and your highlights pop. Backlight at 100, brightness at 50, contrast at 100, sharpness at 50. Color, I jack this thing all the way up to 80. It starts at 50. I jack it up to 80, and the colors on this TV is phenomenal. Color temperature normal. Now, I could take this and put it up like that, but see how it turns things yellow? You don't want that. So, it brightens it up. It does. But it gives a yellow tint to everything. I just don't like it. So, I leave that on normal. The action smoothing on high, which does an excellent job. I don't know if they've done an update to this TV, but see, the last one I had, the motion was horrible. Like, absolutely horrible. As in, it made me sick watching it. But this one, it seems like it does a lot better. I don't know if I had a bad panel then, if they did an update or what, but it does really good. Natural cinema, you don't really need. That's really for movie watching, and I don't like using it anyway. Action smoothing was perfect. Motion clarity, don't use it because it gives it that screen flicker, and it's very distracting. Game mode, I do not use game mode. A lot of people say use game mode, it's got a lot lower latency. Well, It may, but I can't tell the difference. I've had game mode on and I've had game mode off. The only thing I can tell with game mode on is it dims my picture a little bit. But everything else is the same. My reaction times and everything is the same. So, I mean, that's not even an issue for me. But these are, these are my settings, sound settings. I have theater and I have virtual sound on for everything, which it does really good. Dialogue enhancer, you can hear their voices a lot better. But other than that, I mean, it's basically the same as my movie watching, except for the dynamic contrast. You want it on high. Because if not, the dynamic contrast on gaming actually brings out your highlights better than if you tried it on movies. I'm going to do a video midweek on actual gameplay. I apologize, I didn't have nothing set up for you here today. Just everything kind of got rushed and well, that's it. That's pretty much it. Everything got kind of rushed, so I'm going to. Hey, look, Ninja. Ninja's got his own Fortnite skin. I saw that. But anyway, this is an excellent system, especially paired with this TV. You can really tell this system takes advantage of this TV. The 4K, the UHD, even the motion. The motion is not bad at all. So, but that's it. I just wanted to show y'all this, show y'all my settings. I will get into some gameplay. Like I said, I'm going to do another video midweek. I might do it this evening. I'm not sure yet. And let some things install because, of course, every time they come up with a new system or new games, the install times are even longer. So, but anyway, this is Kimpocalypse. Hope you enjoyed my video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll have more for you next time.